to ACC After Dark tonight. The ACC on ACC Network at ESPN. We greet you from Stanford Stadium tonight. The Cardinal make their first appearance here at home as they meet the Boston College Eagles. And when BC comes to town, that means we'll get a look at a guy who's off to a really good start at quarterback for Bill O'Brien's Eagles. That's the Alabama transfer, Dylan Lonergan. And of course, been a lot of change on the farm in terms of its football. Frank Reich, an accomplished coach at the National Football League level and a former ACC player in his own right in his days at Maryland, is the interim head coach of the Cardinal. And we welcome you upstairs. Welcome to ACC After Dark with Steve Adazio, Wes Durham, Dana Boyle here in just a moment. This is game 3 in the ACC schedule. Of course, on Thursday night, we had NC State and Wake Forest get started in Winston-Salem. Terrific game in Atlanta today with Georgia Tech and Clemson. Steve, tonight we get the third game with the Cardinal and the Eagles. What changes for these coaches and these teams when it's conference play?
Every year, every team starts out with a goal: win the conference championship. So when you get to these games, they matter a lot, and you need to be on top of your game, playing at a high level.
Yeah, BC's 1-1. Overtime loss last Saturday night at East Lansing. But when you talk about the Eagles, almost all the conversations in the last 2 weeks start with the quarterback. From just outside of Atlanta, Snellville, Georgia, Dylan Lonergan was number 6 in the ESPN 300 a couple of years ago when he left Brookwood High School. Went to Alabama and in Tuscaloosa, played in 3 ball games and attempted 8 passes. So what's he do? He signs up with his old offensive coach, that's Bill O'Brien, and in 2 games at Boston College, he's 2nd in the ACC in completion percentage, 3rd in yards, and 1st in touchdowns through the first couple of weeks. So what's he do well, Coach?
He's accurate, he's smart, he's a student of the game, and he's a leader for his team.
Yeah, no question. And you see the numbers through the first couple of ball games. They want to run it better. We'll talk about that tonight as it unfolds. But when Lonergan does throw it, and he throws it well, he's got a talented wide receiver. The nation's leader in receptions through 2 weeks is Lewis Bond.
Explosive guy, really precise route runner, great hands, and when he catches the ball, he's dangerous in the run after catch.
And Bond is a big assignment tonight for a Stanford defense that has played well at times through the first couple of ball games. Now, we told you about the change. Andrew Luck has taken over as the general manager. Frank Reich is the head coach. The Cardinal, they've been on the road. Tough loss at Hawaii. Lost last Saturday, of course, at BYU. And when you talk about Stanford, we fall in kind of the same area that we've fallen into with a lot of teams. They're transfers out here, Steve. Offensively, Ben Gilbranson's going to get the call tonight at quarterback. He's a transfer from Oregon State. He wants to be a doctor. You see they've got guys from Wisconsin, South Carolina State, UCLA, and Texas Tech in their offensive unit. But the one thing they also have in their offensive unit is a really talented true sophomore running back named Micah Ford, who, when he gets going, can change their night offensively, I think.
The coaches love him. They talk about his vision. They talk about his patience. He's going to need to make people miss today and help that revamped offensive line, and he needs to be the home run hitter.
Looking forward to seeing Micah Ford. Dana's with Frank Reich.
Coach Reich, after the first 2 games on the road, your team will get a home game on the farm. What's critical to establish momentum early?
We just got to execute in all 3 phases, right? Just play hard, but execute. We need to feel the rage, the power out there, but also need to consistently execute, play in and play out.
Your defense will face a quarterback in Dylan Lonergan playing with a ton of confidence. How do you contain him?
We got to disrupt him, right? You do that through pressuring him, hands up, right? Disrupt receivers, get the ball out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Dana, thanks very much. Great to have you with us, of course. Frank Reich, named March 31st. The coach interim here. And, of course, across the way tonight, oh, here's a man from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Bill O'Brien, who'll turn 56 in late October, from Andover. Graduate of Brown, where he's a linebacker and defensive end for Mickey Kwiatkowski and the Brown Bears years ago, right? And now all of a sudden he's in year 2 at Chestnut Hill. He's got him at 8-7. I think Boston College feels pretty good after a couple weeks, Coach.
They should. He's done a phenomenal job. He's brought some great toughness back into the program, and he's a hard-nosed guy, and they're going to play hard here tonight, and just love Bill and love what he's doing.
Boston College won the toss, elected to defer. Stanford's going to touch it first. Cole Tabb is deep for the Cardinal, along with Cedric Irvin, pair of the running backs for Frank Reich and his offensive coordinator, Will Nate Byam. And here's the kick to the far side. No fair catch will be asked for and taken. So before we get the first snap tonight from Gulbranson and the Cardinal, how about a look at Coach Adazio's dudes?
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
All right, who you got for us tonight?
Well, we got some dudes here right now. On Boston College defense, we got Omar Thornton. Omar is a playmaker. He's a blitzer. He's a cover guy. He does it all from the back end. And then, of course, you know, Davion Crouch is just the center of that defense and one physical rough guy. So on Boston College, those are the two dudes stacked up against this Cardinal offense.
You see Gulbranson on the near side, forward with him in the backfield. They're going to throw on first down, and that's Farrell across the way. He'll break away from Max Tucker, and it's a first down for Stanford.
Now that's what Ben has got to do here. He's got to make some completions. They've got to be able to move the chains through the air and through the run game. So that's big for Stanford to open this thing up by getting a first down.
Some substitutions tonight for BC. Injury has got Sire Torrance sideline tonight and Amari Jackson at the corner. So defensive coordinator Tim Lewis has had to move some guys around. Gain of 14 on the throw. That's Rouse, the fine tight end, in motion. They'll hand the ball to Ford for the first time. And he's knocked down right away by Kalinge, the junior from Canada. You see the front. Those are the injuries. Jackson Stoudemire, by the way, also in that defensive front, was shaken up the other night at East Lansing. He's a no-go tonight. So a couple changes. And they got a talented group up front. You saw Owen McGowan a moment ago. He and Bam Crouch, the two very good linebackers Boston College employs here. Second down and Ford the ball again. Just straight ahead running. It was interesting, Steve, in our visit with Frank Reich and also with Nate Byam, former NFL tight end who's working as in the offensive coordinator role. Frank Reich calls the plays tonight for Stanford. They really want to run the football. BC wants to do the same thing. It's interesting, 2 weeks in, what are you not doing? Both teams, we're not running it well enough.
Well, both coaches are veteran guys that understand to really win, you've got to have a good run game. And, you know, that's a building block for your program. So Stanford's going to try to establish that here tonight. And, you know, one of their favorite runs is the duo play, which is a couple of double teams where two offensive linemen double a defensive lineman vertically. And real simple, try to get great push.
Third down play, Gulbranson hurries it through, gets it near side, breaking away is Caden High, and a first down for Stanford. A third down completion. Ferris shoved him out of bounds, but Caden High, the transfer from South Carolina State, with his 6th catch of the year.
You're going to see the pressure here. It's a little twist on the right side, and Quintavious Hutchins, their best pass rusher, is the guy that's trying to create the pressure here right now and force that throw. What a great job, though. You just got to talk about the fact that Ben Gulbranson stepped up and delivered that strike. That tells you a little something about the mentality of the quarterback.
Altari, the running back, and he'll get the call here and runs right into the front. That's Quan Williams that wrapped him up around the shoulder pads. I'll tell you what, having watched a couple of games on tape of the Cardinals, Steve, this might be one of their best offensive possessions in the first 9 quarters they've played this year.
No question. This is the way you want to start a football game. They've got to be excited about that. They got to keep that momentum going and keep the chains moving and doing it with a mix of throw and run, which is nice to see for them.
Gulbranson in the gun here. And again, this is Tuna Altar here. And he'll run right into the stack. No gain on the play. Third down coming up again. Really? Transfer from Eastern Washington, who started 36 games. And there you see the general manager, Andrew Luck, omnipresent with this football program, on the sidelines to start the ball game tonight. He was up in the box in Honolulu in the opener against Hawaii, down on the field last Saturday night in Provo.
He's everywhere, and make no mistake, he's the leader of this program and has the vision for where it's going to go.
Brown and Libman to the right with Rouse the tight end. Third down and about 6 here for the Cardinals. Pressure coming from the Eagles. Gulbranson to his right, trying to turn the corner. Has room. He'll pick it up with his legs out of bounds. Right around the 28, and another Stanford third down conversion. Bam Crouch, the linebacker, fired through. but could not get to Gulbranson, who does it with his legs for 7 yards.
They're going to bring a pressure right here. Both linebackers are going to come over the top, and they're going to penetrate. So the two inside linebackers are going to penetrate that B gap and create pressure and flush Ben Gulbranson out. But he does a nice job with the legs of outrunning the contain of the Boston College defense.
Tabb has come in as a running back here, so we've already seen 3 running backs in the first possession for the Cardinal. They'll hand the ball to Tabb. This is a redshirt freshman from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, who played in just 3 ball games a year ago. Did not play last Saturday night in Provo. And Hutchins will knock him down. Boy, and the home game and early momentum has kind of ignited this Cardinal offense that came into the ball game averaging less than 225 yards a game through their first 2.
I like the diversity in the play calling, both in the run game and in the throw game. And I like Ben Gulbranson's ability to beat him with their legs.
This is Tabb again, left side, trying to get to the edge and is pulled down. And that's the safety, Thornton, taking Tabb to the ground, but it'll be 1st and 10 at the BC 11-yard line.
Nice burst on the run, gets his foot in the ground and gets a couple extra yards. They're out here, they're playing hard. Looked like there was a little face mask on that play. A little tug on the old face mask. Got away with one.
2 tight end set here now, Steve. Blackburn and Roush both up on the line. Actually, yep, 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. And Cole Tabb stays in the ball game as the running back. 1st and 10 at the BC 11. Tabb steps through 1 tackle. Brought down at the 6. 5-yard run.
They've got to break tackles, and they're doing that tonight. BC is coming with a lot of internal pressure. Both linebackers, again, were on the move, trying to press the line of scrimmage and flatten the backs out to the perimeter. Nice job of breaking the tackle.
11th play of the drive coming up. Micah Ford is checked back in. Kalenge's made a couple of stops already from his defensive end spot here. And they go 3 tight ends here. Give is the 4 inside the 5. He'll be close to another first down. It'll be 3rd and a couple, I think. Owen McGowan, the linebacker, first guy there.
Owen McGowan is just a tough, hard-nosed kid, a local kid, Catholic Memorial kid. Bill O'Brien loves him. You can see the grit that he plays with. And they've got a bow up down here right now, down on the goal line. 3rd and short here. Got to make a stop.
6th red zone trip of the year for the Cardinal. They've had 4 scores, 3 field goals, only 1 touchdown. That was Micah Ford in Hawaii. And here is Ford and wrapped up by McGowan. Loss of 1, back to the 5. Boy, Owen McGowan in his 39th career game.
What happens here is the puller here gets stuck. Okay, 71 gets stuck on the tight end, and Owen McGowan meets him at the line of scrimmage and beats him and stuffs the play. That's a heck of a defensive play by Owen McGowan.
Field goal try for Emmett Kenny. He's hit his last 9. This is 23 yards for Kenny. Longest 46 at Hawaii. This is 23, and Stanford on the board first. Cardinal take the opening kick, and better than 7.5 minutes off the first quarter clock, and it's 3-0 on the Farm. That's right. ACC After Dark tonight here in Northern California. Welcome back. We're at Stanford Stadium. Nightfall, and the Cardinal, who, Steve, only ran for 19 yards last Saturday night in Provo, ran for 36 and kicked an Emma Kinney field goal to take a 3-0 lead. Nice variables employed by Frank Reich's offensive unit there in that first possession.
I thought they called a great first series. The only thing, Wes, is in a game like this, you got to get touchdowns when you get down there. And 3's not good enough, but they're on the scoreboard, and they showed a nice drive.
In the end zone, out with it comes Boston College, and this is B.J. Wilkins. And a marker down on the play as Wilkins comes out, the transfer from Campbell. And we'll see what this is about. Mike Roach is tonight's referee, as assigned by the Atlantic Coast Conference.
During the return, holding, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And don't forget, tonight we provide all access. Anytime there's a review, we'll take you from our site here in Stanford, California, to the Game Day Operations Center at the conference headquarters in Uptown Charlotte. So the penalty will push it back to the 11.
It's putting BC on the long field, and that's what Stanford will have to do tonight, is try to keep them on the long field and make them have to go long drives. So it's a field position game.
Bill O'Brien's team with Dylan Lonergan at the wheel. Told you, second in the ACC in completion percentage. He's 12th nationally coming in at almost 76%. First down, Turbo Richard looking for something off the left side and stacked up by the Stanford defense. And let's check on Coach's dudes here tonight in this particular sequence of possession.
Guys being dudes.
All right, so what are you looking for here, Coach?
Well, it starts with the quarterback, Dylan Lonergan. He's a dude. And then they go to their right guard, Logan Taylor. And he's the best offensive lineman. He's a giant at 6'7", 312. And he's the dude.
See Matt Rose on defense. Looking forward to seeing him tonight. ACC's leader in solo tackles coming in. 2nd and 10, Lonergan's first throw. And the catch is made out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Barth makes the tackle. And that is Jeremiah Franklin's 14th catch already this season. He only had 27 a year ago for the Eagles.
They wanted to get him more involved and get him more touches. He's very athletic, runs great routes, has great hands, and that's just a nice, simple completion. And Dylan Lonergan is outstanding. They're going to get him going here tonight, and that was a nice way to start out.
BC almost 59% on third down through 2 ball games. Lonergan to work. Here come the Cardinals. Throw across the middle. Catch is made and a first down. That time it's Franklin again. Scotty Edwards makes the play at safety for Stanford, but a nice sharp throw from Lonergan here, Coach.
Yeah, he's accurate. They do a nice job of stepping up and blocking the blitz, and he gets that ball thrown. They're going to move Jeremiah Franklin all over the field now. He's going to be in a lot of different positions and use his big body as a mismatch.
That's Wilkins through the formation. 1st and 10 out at the 23. Richard, they're trying to run the football. And Turbo will get 1, maybe 2 on the play. Cam Richardson. The Stanford secondary has really been bounced around a little bit, Dana, but we've already seen Jeremiah Franklin get busy, haven't we?
We have, and Bill O'Brien actually called him the unsung hero of the offense. Outside of his catches that we're seeing, he's a great blocker, and a lot of tight ends, Bill O'Brien said, are more receivers this day and age, and we've known that Bill O'Brien's been spoiled to be around some really good tight ends, i.e. Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, no question. Quick throw here on the 2nd down play. Richard the catch, but there's Rose, the linebacker. The senior from Ohio had 13 tackles at Hawaii, 7 last Saturday in Provo, and he gets Richard behind the line.
Really nice play. He runs through 2 blocks. He's on the ground. He kind of bear crawls and makes a tackle. That's why they call him a dude. That was a dude play by Matt Rose right there.
Come on now, you know you were going to make him a dude anyway. He's got the neck collar on.
I love the neck collar. I love a neck collar.
Yeah.
It's ball.
If he had the old neck roll, you really made him a dude.
Oh.
3rd down and long here. Snap to Lonergan. Pocket collapsing. Now he'll dig out of it. Tried to turn the corner and is going to be short by about 4 yards, maybe 5 from the first down. He got edged out again by Rose. Boy, nice stand by the Cardinal defense.
Yeah, they're able to get pressure on him by Ernest Cooper. He really trimmed the corner on the tackle and caused Dillon to have to step up. But Dillon did a nice job. He's a nifty athlete here right now. Look at that. Beautiful footwork and really goes for that first down. Comes up a little short.
So 6 plays, and now first time we'll see Seamus Florio transfer from Yale with the punt. And it will check up around the Cardinal 40-yard line and bounce out of bounds. Just a 31-yard punt by Florio. Timeout. Cardinal 3, Eagles nothing. We roll on. Is this the longest road trip in the ACC from Logan to San Jose, basically, would be your airports? The answer is yes. How about that? By 7 miles over Cal in BC. And if you look at the big board here now, Coach, now remember, don't forget, later in the year, Carolina comes out to play Cal in Berkeley. They'll make a big ride. How about the Cardinal? They've been to Hawaii. They've been to Utah. Next week, they're at Virginia. We'll see them at Scott Stadium. They're only trailing Hawaii. And by the way, the Warriors are on that list every year, and typically at the top. Tab, the running back, 41-yard line for Stanford with a 3-0 lead. And Branson wants to take a deep shot. This is Farrell. It's caught. Max Tucker was there, but a beautifully thrown ball to Bryce Farrell.
And Bryce Farrell, he got behind the DB and was in the wide open with a beautiful pass right now. Max Tucker got beat there. Great job of getting that ball down the field by Ben Gilbranson. Big strike, big explosive. That's what they talk about. They need explosives. They got one.
Longest play of the season for the Cardinal at 40 yards. Second consecutive red zone possession for Reich's team. And they give it inside to Tab, and not much there. Maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe a step before KP Price. Hard-hitting safety from Boston College, the junior from Baltimore, makes the stop.
Good play action there. Big shot down the field. Explosive plays, that's what this game is going to be about. Run game and explosive plays down the field.
So already operating with a 3-0 lead. Stanford back on the bump again here on their second possession. Got a field goal from Kenny. And here's Gilbranson on 2nd down and 9. He'll gun one for the middle of the field looking for Roush, and that was fired by him, incomplete. Martinez was there. He was the nickel in the play. There's a look at Cameron Martinez, a transfer from Ohio State. Played 27 games for the Buckeyes and had 40 tackles.
He got away with a little something there in terms of he had him around the hips and was holding him there, but they didn't see it. He got away with it.
So they load up the far side with Williams and Caden Hott. Now Tall here is the running back. Bill Branson to throw again. Across the middle, this is C.J. Williams' first catch. Transfer from Wisconsin, and they rally to get him to the turf right around the 17-yard line. Owen McGowan the stop for BC here.
Owen McGowan made a beautiful open field tackle there. Yeah, you can see the holding on that second down play right there around the hips. You know, they had Sam Roush, that great tight end, held.
So now here is Kenny. This is 35 yards just inside the left hash. And the snap. Kick from Kenny is good. So Emmett Kenny puts another field goal on the board. Stanford 6-0 with a minute to go first quarter. Ready to week 4, and look at this triple header for you next Saturday starting at noon. How about Louisville and Bowling Green in Derby City? Then Florida State, who sat and watched everybody play today. They'll host Kent State, and then Steve Dana and I will be on the grounds at the university in Charlottesville. Stanford and Virginia, presented by Serve Pro, next Saturday night, 7:30, Scott Stadium at the Carl Smith Center and David A. Harrison III Field.
That Virginia team's getting better.
Yes, they are. End over end kick. No return by Wilkins in Boston College. By the way, real quick, 700 yards today of total offense for Virginia in the win over William and Mary. Frank Reich, by the way, has had a hard time getting yards in the first couple of weeks. They've done a nice job first 2 possessions. Now, only field goals, though. Yeah,
field goals, you need touchdowns when you get in the red zone, and especially in the low red. But you know what? They have shown some precision. They're spreading the ball around. They're trying to create explosives. They're doing that. And that's with a reshuffled offensive line.
So here is Lonergan again. Richard with him. Little trap play. Got 5, got 7, got 8. Out to the 33 goes Turbo Richard before Matt Rose, the linebacker, makes the stop.
They do a nice job here of running the counter. It's a gap scheme, and nice run. Good footwork. Got plus yards. That's what they want to do here. They're on schedule. It's 2nd and short. And that's what Bill O'Brien's talking about with the offense. Run the football, stay on schedule, set up play action pass.
Here's a 2nd and short play. Lonergan gets pressure. Got to step up in the pocket. Nice catch. Up the ladder went Reed Harris to the 47-yard line. A flag has been thrown behind the play on the big grab by the 6'5" receiver from Montana. 14-yard throw. Here's Mike Roach.
After further discussion, there's no foul on the play for roughing the passer. It'll be first down.
There we go. Colin Wright came sailing in from the field corner spot. Boy, what a grab this is by Harris.
Reed Harris has got length. Really, really good ball skills. He was a former quarterback.
Seconds, please. 0-2-0. It'll start on my signal.
That was a heck of a football play right there. Going up and getting that ball like that.
Yep.
Really, really, that's how you got to make plays. That's how you got to get things started. Your best players got to make big plays.
All 6'5", 217 pounds of him. Here's the perimeter play, and this is Bond who made the first down miss. Whoa, took a big lick as he broke midfield to the 47 of the Cardinal. Wilfredo Ibar makes the stop. And that'll be the last play of the opening 15. And all the points belong to Frank Reich's Cardinals. The Cardinal get a couple of field goals. Terrific offensive balance from Stanford, but only a pair of Emmett Kinney field goals. BC on the march in plus territory. We come back on ACC After Dark tonight from the farm. years since Stanford and BC have played, but it hadn't been 23 years since Bill O'Brien and Frank Reich played against one another. It's been about 6. Andrew Luck quarterbacking the Colts, and they played the Houston Texans in a wild card game on the AFC side, and 21-7 Indianapolis a winner. We walked into Frank Reich's office yesterday and said, nothing like seeing a couple old boys from the AFC South. Here's the first down, second down play, and that's Lewis Bond, who's really been big already in the first handful of snaps in this possession. He gets 11 yards there. Yeah, you can stir it up, Lewis. You've been stirring it up already.
You get him the ball in space now. He's a good runner. He's subtly got an extra 4 yards there.
That's Franklin, the tight end, had some catches early. Here's a little shovel pass inside, and they get Zeke Moore the ball. Transfer from Florida Atlantic for a couple of yards. Look at the Bond numbers, Steve.
Unbelievable. He's a major factor for this football program, and listen, Stanford knows it. Stanford is paying close attention to him. You know, they're assigning Colin Wright to him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to track everything he does, but yet here he is making people miss and making yards.
Tell you what, he was the first Eagle since Rich Gunnell to have an 11-catch game when he did it in week 1 against Fordham. You have to go back all the way to Matt Ryan's days to find an 11-catch game. Is that ball intercepted? It was knocked away, incomplete. Matt Rose. Was that Rose out there, the linebacker? I think it was.
Third down.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Wow. Close. He almost came up with that catch. What a play. What a play. Neck roll and all, man. Neck roll, and he can roll running. Look at him. He's got some speed.
Yeah, they were trying to get it to Richard. First incompletion of the night for Lonergan. Boy, that was close.
Wow.
What a terrific play by Matt Rose. He's fun to watch, Coach.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's a baller. No doubt about it. Look at him move Lewis Bond around right now.
Richard in the backfield with Lonergan. 2-by-2 look. Stanford brings 4. Lonergan tees it up and trying to go to Franklin. Incomplete. He also had Skeet kind of in the throwing lane. They might have run into each other on the route package.
Yeah,
and now here comes Luca Lombardo to see if Boston College can cover the rest of this with a field goal.
That was great coverage that time by Stanford, and I think the depths of the routes were off here. Got off levels, and you know he threw that into double coverage.
51 yards it looks like for Lombardo. It would be his longest. He had a 48-yarder against Fordham. Kick by Lombardo is away, and it's got plenty. Yes, sir. Luca Lombardo from 51. And Bill O'Brien's team on the board. 6-3 Stanford. 4 games a year ago. And then he was injured for the remainder of the 24 campaign. This is a career best field goal of 51 yards to put BC on the board, Coach.
Watch Ernest Cooper run right through that A gap. Stanford's defensive lineman. In a field goal game, they better sure that up, because he was just an inch away from blocking that kick.
Irvin and Tab are deep. Lombardo will kick it away to the Cardinal. And this is going to be Tab at the 5. And got to the 20 and then tackled from behind, and that's where Stanford's 3rd possession will begin. Well, you know, we've got late night action with the quadruple header on ACC Network, so that means a late edition of ACC Huddle Final Score tonight. Kelsey Riggs is there. She'll be in charge of corralling Tom Luganbill, Bryce Love, Coach Rick, all the other folks that are in studio. All the day in the Atlantic Coast Conference, highlights, interviews with players and coaches, and more. It's after our game tonight here at Stanford on ACC Network, and always available on the brand new ESPN app. Tab is the running back. Cardinal from the 20. Leading 6'3". So Branson took him off point, did the pass rush by BC, and he misfires the pass. It was Bumpus who fired in there from the middle of BC's defensive front.
The right guard right there, you know, Mika Ugorji got pushed back all the way back in there. He's a young guy stepping in, playing right guard. He was at right tackle. And those are the mismatches on young offensive linemen right now that Stanford worries about.
Yep. Cardinals got some shuffling going on in their front tonight. And here is Ford trying to get cranked up, the sophomore from New Jersey. KP Price makes the stop. And now another injured guy. This is Nick Fattig, the transfer from Texas Tech, who is shaken up on the play.
Timeout on the field for an injured player in the defense.
So we will pause here, as the big sophomores tended to. We'll step aside. 6-3 Stanford, 3rd down when we continue.
Stanford Stadium in partnership with the College Football Playoff. It's Extra Yard for Teachers Week, and we all know the most important factor in student achievement is the teacher in the classroom. That is why, in honor of Extra Yard for Teachers Week, ESPN is celebrating the role of teachers and their dedication to supporting student development. On behalf of the College Football Playoff Foundation and ESPN, we recognize the work, passion, and commitment that goes into ensuring that all students succeed, which is why our crew selected Unique Menez's 4th grade class out of Oak Knoll Elementary School as the recipient of the $1,000 Donors Choose gift cards to use in her classroom towards resources and her students. They've been developing stomp rockets, and I learned a lot from the 4th graders, and they told me that stomp rockets can go up to 1,000 feet. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I've used stomp rockets. I only got mine to 50 feet, but take that what you will from a 4th grader, guys.
There you go. Thank you, Dana. Here is Gulbranson. This is a 3rd and long play, and the ball is out. He got knocked away, and it is scooped up by Bam Crouch. Fumble recovery by BC. After Gulbranson had it raked out by Ty Clemens. I think big 90 in there for Boston College on the defensive pressure. And Bill O'Brien's team forces a big turnover here.
I think they might take a look at this. I think his arm might be coming forward. I think his arm might be coming forward here.
All right, so they are going to review this. And Mike Roach is going to come to the monitor, and we're going to join the Game Day Operations Center in Sharp.
I like this shot.
Yep, just show this.
Yep.
Hey guys, this is Mike.
Hey Mike, so here we go.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Okay.
You guys have his hand moving forward. I know it's going to be tight.
There's control.
Yep.
There's control, and there it goes forward.
Sounds good.
So,
okay. So we're going to bring this
down
back.
To previous
we're
spot.
going to go back previous spot, which is the 21.
The 21 #3.
Yep, #3.
21 #3.
And the clock is good because it's dead clock.
Yep.
Okay,
And it's down the snap.
And it's 4th down.
Yep. Sounds great. Thank you. Agreed, guys.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
Hey, ball position. Three. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. What was that play number?
There we go. I'm telling you, this has been just incredible.
After further review, the quarterback's hand was moving forward with control. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down at the previous spot, the 21-yard line.
I'll tell you, the access we've been given here is phenomenal, Steve.
I mean, I love this. All my years of football, I sit here and I'm mesmerized listening to him.
Yep.
What a window for these viewers.
Yep.
Really fantastic.
Those of you that were dialed in earlier today in Atlanta with Bob Wischusen, Lou Riddick, and Chris Budden, you got to see an unbelievable example of the teamwork involved, and get a little glimpse of it here tonight. There's the punt after the incomplete. And it will be downed by the Cardinal right around the 26 of Boston College. 52-yard punt. Gulbranson, by the way, lost his left guard, Nick Fadigan. He was helped from the field just as we came back to play a moment ago before the incomplete pass. And this is going to cause a little bit of consternation. There was already some jockeying and shuffling going on in the Cardinal offensive line, and now that's even going to get a little more stressed with Fadig coming out of the ball game.
Yeah, no doubt. Zyron Brown took his place. He was the center. Now he's playing guard. It's a shuffle there. That's not good for them to run the football up there, but it's the cards you've been dealt.
Ball at the 27-yard line. McDonald is the running back. Lonergan is going to loop it out to his running back, and this is Jordan McDonald picking up 8, 9, and sliding for a 1st down to the far side at the 37. Boy, great 2nd and 3rd effort by McDonald, tackled by Nicholson and Johnson on the play for the Cardinals. Transfer from UCF, Jordan McDonald.
Nice check down. Just really nice done by Dylan Lonergan. That's a play action pass that got checked down to the tailback. So he's seeing the whole field right now.
He's 8 for 10 and 57 yards. A little delay to McDonald, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Scotty Edwards, the boundary safety, down to make the stop.
Nice little mixer there, a little draw, and just got to finish blocks up front. Boston College right now, they're not finishing those blocks, so you're not seeing those big plays in the run game. They're to be had. They just got to finish a little better.
That does not look good for Nick Fading. The big left guard for interim head coach Frank Wright. 2nd down and 9. Lonergan, quick shot. That's Bond, the catch. And he'll pick up right at the 1st down mark to the 47.
This guy's everywhere.
O.J. Recray makes the tackle. Shea O.J. Recray, born in London, Played high school football in Metro Atlanta. Here is McDonald. Boy, he and Richard have come in and given him a little bit of a boost in the run game. And this was at the top of the punch list for Bill O'Brien tonight, Steve.
It sure was, and that was a well-back block play by the offensive line and a nice, strong run. I just think that, you know, Jordan McDonald's a good change-up. He's a little bit bigger back, and that's what they want to do right now. It's a 4-yard run. You know, it's going to set up these play-action shots. You know, that's what Bill wants to get done tonight.
Jacoby Murray has come in the defensive line as Richard will take a swing pass from Lonergan, and here goes Turbo down the far sideline, and Richard scores. "49 yards, Dylan Lonergan to Turbo Richard."
This is a standard play for Boston College. It's called a mesh route, and it's a free release by the back, and they try to create a little picking inside with the crossing routes, and the back is scat out there in man coverage on the linebacker, and he beat that linebacker.
9th touchdown pass of the year for Lonergan. Boston College has its first lead of the night. Lombardo's point is good. And in the span of less than 3 minutes, BC has scored 10 straight here, Coach.
Yeah, take a look at the linebacker, take a look at the back scat, and then the crossing route here, the mesh routes. But they're going to isolate that linebacker, and they're going to be able to get the back free and create this mismatch down the field. That's not a good matchup right there for that linebacker, Zach Johnson.
Boy, Richard can lead.
I tell you, and Turbo, with the name Turbo, is a sub 4.5 guy. He's got speed.
It's also
you see that speed.
Steve.
So those are matchups. Bill wants to create those matchups right there. That's what this offense is about. You got an accurate quarterback, you got some skilled players with speed, and he's locked in to good matchups.
So Bill O'Brien's team's got 10 in a row for the 4-point lead. And this will be fielded by Tab. And he'll work his way back across the 20. Dana, the nickname Turbo
is elite.
He better be fast.
Yes, his breakaway speed, we saw it on display, but his birth name is actually Hanovi, but he was given the nickname when he was 9 years old by one of his coaches because he'd be racing around after practice was done, and coach said, you got to save some of that energy for the game, but it looks like the nickname is pretty fitting tonight.
Dana, you were pretty fast. How come you don't have one of those fast nicknames?
I don't.
Or maybe there's one out
upset.
there. I know.
You come up with one.
Well, I'm going to work on it because I know Dana could run.
No, I'm calling that off. I'm calling off the naming of nickname.
Uncle Wes taking away the fun.
Yep, sure am. Kids, stay buckled up in the car, kids. Here we go. Branson 1st and 10 at the 22 for Stanford. Now the Cardinal have to recapture some of that offensive momentum. Boy, the pressure was immediate from Boston College, and he misfires to Roush.
Yeah, you're gonna see it right there, right off the edge right here. Edwin Kalanji was on him fast, but he did a nice job, Branson, of getting that ball out, but the rush throw just caused it to be just slightly off target.
Yep, Michael Ford into the ball game now to join his quarterback. And they're going to hand the ball to Ford. He'll step away from the first two guys and increase the 25. It'll be a gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and about a half dozen. Max Tucker and Kalenge again made the play. And here's their 3rd down number. They hit a couple in their opening drive that resulted in the field goal, but have missed their last 3.
They're struggling a little bit up front right now. There's a lot of leakage, a lot of penetration that Boston College is getting. Stanford's got to kind of shore that up. It's going to be a hard run in the football with that much penetration.
Here's Branson on a 3rd down play, and that's incomplete. No flag thrown. The Stanford bench thought there would be. Martinez got wrapped up with one of the receivers. And Stanford going to go 3 and out again. 2nd straight 3 and out for the Cardinal here. They're trying to run a switch here, Steve?
Yeah, they're trying to set a little bit of a pick right there. Eh? That probably could have been called as interference.
And now we get a flag and procedure against Stanford.
Fault. Offense number 8, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So one of the gunners guilty of the false start. That's Cam Richardson from the secondary, who's one of those gunners. Ferris waits on the punt, and it will hit short and skip away, take a big Stanford hop. Touched up around the 25 of Boston College with 9.5 to go. 54-yard punt. No return, and BC, who's scored 10 in a row, and Dylan Lonergan has reached 9 passing touchdowns with no interceptions through 3 games. Not since one of your old cubes, Anthony Brown, 2018.
Yeah. Well, this young player, Dylan Lonergan, I think he's going to be special. I think he's going to do great things at Boston College.
Off to a terrific start through 2 ball games. And I think we got another
false start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's on the Virginia transfer, Logan Taylor.
He's their dude.
Yep, 27th start tonight. You know, they lost a couple pretty good guys, 3 of them, in fact, in that offensive line from a year ago.
Yeah.
And
all to the NFL.
Yeah. And Bill O'Brien made no bones about it. They had a couple guys waiting in the wings who, kind of got into their time in development where they felt pretty good about them. Jude Bowery being one of them, Steve, at the left tackle spot.
Talented guy.
Yep. Here's Lonergan from the pocket, rips it middle of the field. Another terrific athletic grab by Harris. Boy, Reed Harris has delivered a couple of big-time catches. Richardson, the tackle, on a 24-yard throw.
Yeah, he's a big target, and he's got really good hands. You see strong hands. He goes after the ball. And it's been a pretty good pocket here for Dylan Lonergan as well. I think the offensive line is doing a nice job in pass protection.
Well, he's starting to pick up steam, it looks like. And they're going to hand the ball to McDonald, working his way to the far side. And he'll get 7, maybe 8 on the play. Edwards runs him out of bounds, the safety. Jordan McDonald, he and Richard have done a nice job.
They got away with another holding penalty. Jeremiah Franklin had somebody around the hips right there on the edge, but that gave him the ability to outrun the leverage of that Stanford defense. You feel a little bit of a momentum shift going on here right now. Boston College is starting to really take a hold of this thing. Stanford needs to dig in here right now. If BC goes down, scores another touchdown, it's going to start to roll a little downhill.
2nd down. Lonergan to throw here.
Got all day.
With time, taking the shot deep, and an over-the-shoulder catch. First grab of the night. Or no, it's Reed Harris again. It's 4, not 1. I thought for a moment they'd gone to the speedster Skeet. Instead, it's the big 6'5" Harris for 47 yards.
That's what happens when you don't just have one receiver.
McDonald will take the handoff and plunge into the end zone for the BC touchdown.
Yeah, nicely done. Nicely blocked on that last play there for 1 yard. That was a big explosion, and Harris catch. Reed Harris running by the coverage, and really beautiful throw over the shoulder. Look at him secure that football right there. Nicely done, and anchors it. And then the great push by the offensive line on the touchdown. Really good movement, well blocked, nice drive.
First score of the year from McDonald. Lombardo adds the point. Boy, 17 straight now by BC. And Steve, it's come in about 5.5 minutes of second quarter clock. Reed Harris, the latest to set up a touchdown. people, you aspire to be in the business. Well, how about next Saturday morning? I want to be a part of the ACC Huddle crew. You know why? They're going to be in South Florida, Miami and the Gators at the Hard Rock next week. Taylor Tannenbaum, Eddie Royal, Eric McLean, Jimbo Fisher.
Love it.
Oh,
Jimbo Fisher, my guy.
Ahead of Miami and Florida. Get your Saturday started with ACC Huddle at 10 o'clock Eastern right here on ACC Network. So Caden High is deep and will ask for the fair catch. And Dylan Lonergan is picking up steam here for the Eagles tonight. Boston College has scored 17 straight, but it's not just football. Dylan Lonergan was twirling on the mound as a right-hander for the Brookwood Broncos. And then look at here, this out TPC Sugarloaf off his dad's X account. Dana, the reported driver distance is about 325 to 340.
Come on now, you don't think I actually play golf, do you? Or
no, I'm just
good?
Telling you what the some of the numbers are there, Coach Ignacio.
That's incredible. I wish I could hit it that far, but I have to have 2 drives.
That's exactly
Twice.
Right. Here is Bill Branson in Stanford now. And he'll fire it middle of the field, and that's Benji Blackman, the tight end, with his first catch of the night on a gain of 8.
But in all seriousness, Wes and Steve, what I think is so impressive about Lonergan is his disposition. The coaches said he's the same guy every day at practice, in a game. And you have to think, if you're a dual sport athlete, baseball, golf, you got to have a level of poise, which is why I don't play golf.
Well, I tell you, the thing that keeps coming back about this young man is that. And Steve, you talked about it at the top tonight. Accuracy.
Oh yeah, he is very accurate, no doubt about it.
Look at Ford fire through. First down for the Cardinal. Hard run by Micah Ford out to the 46-yard line. KP Price spun him to the grass here at Stanford Stadium.
Well, that's their core play, the duo play, and that was a hard run right there. They need that. He's an explosive player. And again, they've got to create explosives, so they got an explosive run. They're going to have to do some through the air off of play action as well.
7 minutes to go in this first half. Stanford led 6-0. BC's on a 17-0 run. Couple of touchdowns and a Lombardo field goal here in the second quarter. First down play, Bill Branson. And that's another catch. Bryce Farrell hauling it in. The 43 of BC ahead of Max Tucker for a first down. 11-yard throw there. Boy, Farrell's been a impact player in this first half for Frank Wright.
He ran a nice little curl route. The ball was on time, and he went up and grabbed it, strong-handed catch, and now they've flipped the field and got on the positive side of the field.
Bryce Farrell, by the way, 24 years of age in his 6th year from Thousand Oaks, California.
Not a bad time here to take a shot. You know, you get on the plus side of the field here. A little play action shot.
Pressure coming from the perimeter. Branson cuts it loose, and that is a grab by Rouse, the tight end. Boy, he is a terrific looking player. KP Price the stop. You looked at the Stanford stat sheet through 2 games, and the fact that Sam Roush only had 4 catches looked like a mistake, Steve.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I tell you, that last play you see there, Omar Thornton, that's their blitzer. He came off the edge from the field. Nice job stepping up and picking up that pressure by the running back, though. Really well done.
Look at this. They trade the 3 tight ends to the field side. Leave one guy here to the boundary. Branson tried to get it to Ford. It got batted around. That's incomplete. So third down will be the next snap.
That was Favor Bate. He was one who was able to get his hands up in the air and knock that pass down, because that had a real chance.
Ben Branson, 7 of his first 12 for right at 100 yards.
It's a big down right here, Wes. It's third down. You're in positive territory. You know, you'd like to get into the red zone. This is a conversion I think they'd really like to have, or at least get close enough to maybe take 2 shots at it.
Cedric Urban out of Miami and Christopher Columbus High Schools come in as a running back. They'll hand the ball to Urban, and boy, the Eagles were right there. KP Price straight down the box. Faber Bate, the transfer from Merrimack, also there, but Price, another tackle.
Well, Sam Roush, the tight end, got bubbled back, and that created the bounce, and just enough so that everybody could fall back in on his legs there.
5 minutes to go in the first half. Cardinal going for this, Coach.
Yeah, I could see that, you know, but I would have liked to have got a couple more yards on the last play, to tell you the truth.
They're 4 of 5 on 4th down this year. Eagles bring 4. Go Branson to Caden High, and he got taken down by Boykin, the defensive end. Transfer from Division II Barton College in North Carolina. Terrific play in space on Caden High.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you know, he's, you know, they dropped him out. They dropped that defensive end in coverage, and was able to make a play, and big play in space like that.
So now BC gets the stop on downs, and the Eagles with 4:49 to go, and all 3 timeouts take over with Richard running the ball on 1st down. And Turbo's going to get 8, maybe 9 to the 45 before he got knocked out of bounds.
And he's just running around that whole defense right now. They got to do a better job of setting the edge. You know, that's a nice job of running around the whole thing.
Well, both these coaches told us they wanted to run the ball. Steve?
Yeah.
Boston College has run it, but neither one of them have run it for more than about 60 yards. There's a throw and another grab. That's Jeremiah Franklin, the tight end. And that'll get him across midfield on the 1st down. But the way Lonergan's throwing it, I don't know if I'd want to step away from that.
Well, it's just, these are just nice little routes right here. Easy routes, pitch and catch. They're playing a soft zone coverage on defense, Stanford is, and they're finding the holes in the zones. I don't think you want to do that against Dylan Lonergan. I think you've got to get him unsettled, maybe bring a little pressure, but to sit in these soft zones, I think he's going to have a field day.
And inside, and the Eagles will pick up a couple there on the run by Richard. So it'll be 2nd down after a gain of about 3. Rose, the linebacker, and there's a look at Hunter Barth, transfer from Cal. How about that? Changing sides of the rivalry in the big game. Here's the 2nd down. Pressure coming. Lonergan got rid of it, took a shot. Richard the catch, 1st down inside the 20, got dumped over at the 17. Boy, Dylan stood in there, knew he was going to get blasted, delivered a strike for 23.
Yeah, they're able to, you know, he takes the strike, but he knows right where the back is going to be, and he's able to hit him in stride.
And there's a turnover. 2nd fumble of the year by Boston College, and Stanford falls on it. That's Clay Patterson. The transfer from Yale comes up with a ball handling miscue by BC.
Yeah, it's a bad snap. It's off to the right. It's hot. Came back kind of hot. And Dylan, you know, couldn't get his hands on it. It affected the mesh. But there was penetration by Clay Patterson. As you said, Wes, he was in the backfield. That just wasn't well done by Boston College. That hurts right there because they had momentum with another drive going down the field, and really Stanford looked like they were kind of hanging on there. So that's kind of a gift. And now Stanford's got to take advantage of it, and they've got to put together a drive here and get into the red zone and hopefully be able to go get a touchdown.
Boston College does get the ball to start half 2. Go Branson. Quick throw out on the left side. Farrell another grab. And he'll pick up about 3 on the throw. Isaiah Ferris, redshirt junior at corner. Remember, they play without Amari Jackson and Sire Torrance tonight. There are 2 starters in the secondary at corner. Ferris has got, or Farrell rather, 4 catches for 68 yards in this 1st half. Another quick shot. Farrell this time off the right side. He'll pick
Good
up
coverage.
3 or 4 more, you bet.
You know, you got Max Tucker here. I mean, they're all over these routes. These receivers have got to be more dynamic, pushing the routes up the field and creating separation.
Big 3rd down coming up for Stanford. BC by 11 late 1st half.
College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
Well, let me tell you, we're stacking chairs and moving people up and down the old ladder of the CFP today, aren't we? Holy smokes, what a week this has been. Seems like every week, Steve, we're talking about something, huh?
Yeah, no doubt.
Games have just been terrific. So Branson out of the 2-minute timeout. 3rd down for the Cardinal. He'll shoot it downfield. The catch is made. That's Roush breaking free. Can he beat the field to the end zone? And Sam Roush scores. Sam 69 yards for the big tight end who only had 4 catches for 8 yards when the night began.
He's an impressive looking guy, Wes, Sam Roush. He looks like an NFL tight end. He's a big, strapped up guy who can run, he can catch. That's a big play for the Stanford Cardinal right there to kind of recapture momentum.
So Branson throws his first touchdown pass of the year. Here's the point from Kenny. Career best for Gilbranson, 69 yards. Just, Steve, the breakaway speed by the big man.
Yeah, inline tight end alignment, comes out of his 3-point stance, runs a little corner route, and then he's smart enough to look at the way he carries the ball, too. High and tight. I love this guy. Look at that. Put the ball away, big man, and run. High and tight in case they try to strip you. Good job.
And he beat the corner Ferris to the end zone. There's the dancing tree for you tonight, Steve.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. 17-13 now. You said a moment ago before we went to the 2-minute timeout, this was a big possession for the Cardinal.
Yeah, they had to do something to try to get momentum because all the momentum was with Boston College. And
big play, 76 yards in under a minute. And a touchdown for Sam Roush. And here is Wilkins off the goal line. And tackled about the 17-yard line. So it's a 4-point game for BC. Now Bill O'Brien's got all 3 timeouts and 1:43 to go here, and he gets the ball to start the second half as well.
And he's got a quarterback that can operate that offense and knows exactly what he wants. So this is going to have to be a big defensive stand for Stanford because I think Boston College, look for them to move this ball down the field right now pretty effectively.
You see Lonergan's numbers. So the fumble was cashed in for the touchdown.
Turnovers kill you.
Empty set. Here's Lonergan. Hesitates, was trying to get it to Bond and got knocked down as he cut it loose, and that was the Yale transfer Clay Patterson who recovered the fumble a moment ago.
He's
this guy's impressive.
How about his idol is none other than Boston College, Zach Allen.
Yeah.
He watches every move Zach makes and tries to copy his style and his pass rush moves. He's an impressive looking guy and a really good player. He's a force, especially as a pass rusher.
2nd down and 10. Snap to Lonergan. Cardinal bring 4. And that's intercepted. Breaking free and going to the end zone is Colin Wright. And Stanford's taken the lead. What a sequence this is.
That was a real ill-advised throw right there. Very unlike Dylan Lonergan. That was a mistake. He doesn't make a lot of them, but that was costly at the wrong time.
2 turnovers in as many possessions for Boston College, and Colin Wright comes up with the interception. The senior from Missouri City, Texas scores, and just like that, the long pass play to Roush, and now the pick 6 by Wright, and the Cardinal have the lead.
And just think about it, Colin Wright, their dude. Roush, their dude. The dudes are stepping up, making plays in the most important time of the game right now. That's what has to happen.
Substitution, infraction, offense, 12 plays on the field. 5-yard penalty, replay the try.
So in the span of 19 seconds, Stanford has scored 2 touchdowns. The first one came in just a 3-play drive off the fumble by Lonergan that was recovered by Patterson. And then here's the pick 6 by Colin Wright. And the kick by Emmett Kinney. And it's a 3-point lead for Frank Reich's team here in the final 89 seconds of this first half.
I think Bill O'Brien, he's a veteran guy. He's going to pull them together on the side right now. He's in that little huddle, and he's saying, okay, guys, we just got to play our game. Enough with all this nonsense right now. We're going to put together a great poised drive down the field, and we're going to score here with a minute whatever left, minute 29 left on the clock. So he's exuding, I'm sure, over there a lot of confidence to his quarterback, and that's what it's all about right now.
You know, Steve, this team last Saturday night lost a hard-fought overtime game at Michigan State. In some ways, a game they may have deserved to win in many respects, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah.
And now they jump out here to the lead. They have this run in the second quarter where they score 17 in a row. And now all of a sudden 2 turnovers have just ignited Stanford.
Turnovers do that, especially when you turn it over in the low red zone like that. So, yeah, and Stanford's capitalized to their credit. But I think you just got to look for BC to settle it back in here and go back to work on this drive.
McCormick is deep. There'll be no return here. So out to the 25 it will come, and the Eagles will go to work still with 3 timeouts. And Lonergan back at it.
Look for Lewis Bond, look for Reed Harris. They're playmakers here. Those are the guys that they're going to try to get the ball to, maybe sprinkle a little bit to Jeremiah Franklin.
Crowd here at Stanford Stadium. Home opener for the Cardinal, who started the season in week 0 at Hawaii, and then last Saturday night was in Provo to see BYU. Bond in motion. Snap a little high. They're going to hand it to Richard, and here's Turbo Richard trying to find a block, gets the first down, and out he goes to the 38-yard line. And Dana, this facility that only saw Stanford go 2-4 a year ago at home and only 5-21 since 2021 has kind of got a little juice to it.
Absolutely, Wes. There's certainly an energy resurgence here. Even before the game, it was loud. Fans are excited, as you saw on that last play. And you have to think it's Frank Reich and Andrew Luck bringing back the relevance of Stanford football.
Good point. Catch here by Harris again, Steve. He's had a great first half. This is 20 yards.
Yeah, they're running a little corner route by him and a little flat route, and it was a beautiful ball.
Lonergan was trying to take the deep shot again to Harris. Overthrown on first down, so second down with just beyond a minute to go.
Stanford's got to affect the quarterback now if they want to have success. They just can't drop back in soft zones right now.
BC has now gotten to their 4th running back. Alex Broom is coming in. He missed all of a year ago with an injury. So he'll check into the lineup with Lonergan. Bill O'Brien's team has had 2 turnovers in the last 2 possessions. That's allowed Stanford to regain the lead. And there's an early move at the left tackle spot. Bowery going to cost his team 5.
He knows it. You know,
yep.
he can see it. I mean, these are costly.
Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Costly errors. Can't have that stuff when you're trying to put together a 2-minute drive.
A year ago, Jude Bowery, 321 drops in pass protection, Steve. Only allowed 2 sacks.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a big man. And, you know, they feel like he's maybe the best offensive lineman. Very athletic. You can see his athleticism and protection.
Second down. Lonergan. Near side, Bond the catch, tackled out of bounds. Clock continues to run, though, on the hit by Edwards at the Cardinal 40-yard line. And now Boston College will use a timeout with 51 seconds to go in this first half.
Takes its first time out of the half. Please reset the game clock to 55 seconds, 055. Thank you.
So we'll go back to our ACC Network studios at the break. Full look at week 3 in the ACC. Only one other game going on, and that's up in the Berkeley area. Minnesota visiting Cal tonight. They'll get you caught up on that game and everything else that's happened today in ACC.
I got to tell you, Wes, that last play, what a subtle, great play by Dylan Lonergan. He had a little pressure. He just turned his body and made that throw in an awkward position. This kid has got athleticism, but he's got arm talent. That's a great throw off balance with your feet not being set.
What do you think? I mean, you're coaching him. You see he's missed 5 throws. He's had the fumble. There's been the interception. Yeah. But what is the other thing we heard about the kid? He's always even keeled, right?
Yeah.
No matter what's happened, he's kind of kept the same approach.
No panic with this guy. This guy can bring you where you need to go.
Broom stays in the game. Lonergan from the pocket again. Near side throw and a catch. And that's Harris, who's already got a career night going. He was over 100 yards prior to the grab there. Reed Harris out of nowhere now at 114 yards tonight.
He's got strong hands and he's a long target. These 2 receivers are elite players.
Yeah, he had 4 catches for 55 yards coming into tonight through the first 2 games. 1st and 10. Pressure coming from the perimeter. Lonergan sets. Here is Bond, the catch. And he'll just duck under and pick up about 3, maybe 4 on the play. And another timeout taken by Bill O'Brien. That'll be his second.
BC takes its second timeout of the half. Please reset the game clock to 44 seconds, 044. Be a 30-second timeout.
Kelsey Riggs cuff. Bryce Love standing by. They'll get you taken care of at the break.
They're trying to just, on defense right now, they're trying to play soft zones and cup the ball, keep it in front, rally to the ball, tackle the receiver, keep him in bounds.
Well, Dylan Lonergan, we've kind of seen the highs and lows here a little bit. Look at this. Little pass to Richard. He housed it. Went 49 yards. Here's the one up the ladder to Reed Harris. How about another one, Steve? Take the deeper shot here.
Yeah, what a ball. What a ball.
And then, Colin Wright on a ball intended for Franklin. And the corner gets in the end zone. The senior from Texas. And now here's 2nd down out of the second BC timeout. Quick throw here, trying to go to Kalen Chudzinski. The freshman tied in from Needham, Mass. That almost got raked out by Edwards.
Yeah, that was a nice break on the ball. Look at that. Beautiful job on defense. Yeah, Scotty Edwards really did a nice job raking the ball. Chudzinski's dad is on the staff. He was the former head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Yep, Rob.
He's a young freshman here. He's from my former neighborhood, Needham, Mass.
Turbo Richard in the backfield, 3rd and long. .40 seconds to go in this first half. Lonergan, Richard the catch, 1st down to the 20. Clock stops momentarily with 34 seconds to play. Hunter Barth the stop on Turbo Richard.
Major holding infraction here by the left guard. Yeah, I mean Doherty grabbed his jersey the whole bit.
Oh, and Lonergan almost threw it away. Almost Barth had a pick. Yep. 2nd down coming up here, Coach.
Right here. If you watch that play right here, he's going to turn around. He's going to get beat on the spin move. Look at him with his left arm, hook him, and then he's going to literally grab him. And he had his shirt. Got away with that one, and that was a big play.
So Eric Doherty now 2nd and 10. 25 seconds to go. Pump, throw, and this is Franklin at the 15. Tries to keep his feet. BC's got 1 timeout left. 14 seconds left. Eagles getting up to the line with 10. Snap to Lonergan. Cardinal bring forward. Dillon going to throw for the end zone and offline for Bond. Coverage over there by Jay Green.
They got to pick the pace up. They wasted too much time there. They were very casual at the line of scrimmage, getting lined up, getting the ball snapped. They might have lost a play there.
Yep, Lombardo's going to come out here and see if he can kick a field goal and tie us going to the locker room. Luka hit from 51 early in this quarter, which seems like it was 2 hours ago.
They had 26 seconds left on the clock when they ran that last play.
31-yard try by Lombardo. Kick is away, and it is good, and we are locked up at 20 going to the break here on the farm tonight. So Stanford 20, Boston College 20. And what ends up being a fairly interesting final 10.5 minutes of this opening half. You had a long touchdown pass to Richard. McDonald off a throw to Harris, ran it in. And then all of a sudden, 2 BC turnovers gave Stanford a ton of momentum. Coach, they cashed in with scores.
That's really the tale of the game. BC is kind of dominating the game, but the reality is the turnovers have given Stanford an opportunity to score and put themselves in position.
Here's Dana.
Coach, 2 costly turnovers there at the end of the second quarter, but you punched back. How would you assess the performance of your team?
Yeah, we're fighting, but we have to eliminate the bad football. I mean, we fumble the snap, or it's a bad snap, throw the pick 6. It's a tie game, great game. We need to, like I've always said, if we can eliminate this bad stuff, we'll have a shot to win, but we have to eliminate it.
Priority this week was getting the run game established. How do you do that in the third quarter?
Yeah, I think we got to continue to try to spread them out and have perimeter throws and things like that. I think, we got to get away from kind of boxing them all in there and try to spread it out a little bit.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
All right, Bill O'Brien, thank you. Dana, appreciate it. The Eagles 275 passing in the first half. 2020 is where we stand on the farm. Let's join Kelsey Riggs-Cuff and Bryce Love in our ACC Network studios. ACC After Dark tonight on ACC Network. The Stanford Cardinal finally opening the home portion of their schedule. They are tied 20-all with Boston College as we bring you back to Stanford Stadium tonight. Steve Addazio, Wes Durham, Dana Boyle here in just a moment. Boy, you talk about momentum now. We had it here in this first half. Yeah. Stanford with some of its best offense to open the game, only got a couple of field goals to show for it. BC gets on a roll, and then all of a sudden turnovers by the Eagles where they probably could have extended the lead, put us back in a fight.
Turnovers breathed life into Stanford, and that's why we're sitting here at 20-20.
Yep. Dylan Lonergan, though, was terrific. Here's the touchdown to Turbo Richard for 49 yards.
Yeah, they do a great job with that play of isolating him on the linebacker. And then, of course, they're trying to run the ball and set up the run. And then the next thing you know, we have the fumbled snap. That leads to the turnover, which led to a Stanford score. And then Stanford is able to hit the big tight end Roush, and he does a great job of outrunning everybody to the end zone.
Yep, and Lombardo kicked the field goal after Stanford took the lead on the 2 touchdowns off the turnovers. And then 20-20, and the Eagles get the ball, and they'll play from their 20. Dana, what'd you find out from Frank Reich?
Well, Frank Reich's pretty happy after that first half, Wes. And Stevie told me his message at halftime to his players, we need to strain on every play. He said, I'm pleased with the effort. We've built some confidence, which they lacked in the first 2 games, specifically on offense. But he said the momentum shifts that happened in the first half will happen again. We just have to go play by play.
All right. Dylan Lonergan's 275 yards of passing, and a first down give is Turbo Richard. And he got hit by Ibar. BC had 267 in the second quarter. Stanford had 120 of total offense. And true to his word with us earlier in the week, Bill O'Brien's running the football here to start the second half.
He is. He knows that he needs to get this established, but in the same breath, he needs to score some points here, and he's going to do it on the arm of Dylan Lonergan.
Second down and 5. That's Bond in motion. And look at here goes Richard again. That's a first down run. 7 on the play before Patterson makes the stop.
Nice run. Able to move the chains with good low pad leverage. Turbo is a good running back. He's got good surge and good power, and that's what leads to those extra yak yards.
Yeah, you see the total yards here, and you see first and second quarter. Stanford had some of their best offensive balance in those first 2, and then, boy, really cashed in on the turnovers. I know Frank Reich was pleased to see that. Here's Lonergan taking a shot, and this is Harris, who's having a career night, and he can't haul it in. Good coverage downfield by the Cardinals.
Just a little bit overthrown here, Wes. You know, not his best ball. He had a nice arc on it, but just out of the reach. I'm really impressed with Reed Harris's routes.
And Jude Bowery shaken up on the play here. And so they're tending to Bowery. After this, we'll step aside here, tied at 20-all. We're early in quarter 3 tonight at Stanford. Jude Bowery was able to leave the field with some assistance. So now Bill O'Brien will have to shuffle around his offensive front. And that means we're going to get to see big 6'7", 317-pound redshirt sophomore Ryan McCow at work here, playing that left tackle spot. You see Dwayne Alec trying to give him the let's go. He's got Eric Daugherty at the left guard spot, and here's a pistol on 2nd and 10 for Lonergan. That's Wilkins, the speedster, in motion. Boy, what a play by Rose. My goodness. Matt Rose, almost as he was standing in the huddle and heard the play call.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's like a throwback baller. You know, look at him accelerate up the field and make that tackle in space right there.
Yep. Loss of 6 on the play. Great, terrific pursuit. Again by Rose, the senior from Brecksville, Ohio. Told you at the top, led the ACC in solo tackles after 2 ball games. He's added to the tally tonight. 3rd down and 16.
It's not a down you want to be.
Lonergan shoots it up the field and offline for Skeet. Brandon Nicholson in coverage for Stanford.
Well, that time Stanford affected Lonergan a little bit with a pass rush and caused that throw to be a little bit sail and be a little bit high.
5 plays in the possession, coach, to start this 3rd quarter, and now a punt for Seamus Florio, transfer from Yale. And Liam Thorpe is deep to return for the Cardinals. That ball just barely got out of the hands and off the foot of Florio, and a fair catch called for by Thorpe. It's a 39-yard punt. We get another look at this.
That was Bryce Farrell. I mean, he got shot. This was a punt block all the way. They schemed it, and they got him free right here. Boston College is fortunate to get away without getting that punt blocked right there.
Sure was.
And you know what they say about punt blocks? 90% chance you'll lose the game if you get a punt blocked. That's a stat I used to hate, and you'd hear that thump and you can make yourself crazy.
1st down and 10. Here's Gulbranson, and the Cardinal touching it for the first time in the half. Tab, the running back, gets about 4 on the play. Dana, have you noticed in the brief start to our season that every time we almost have a punt block or something goes wrong in an offensive line play, that little PTSD creeps into the coach up here?
I can feel the anxiety. But he said it used to make him crazy. I think he's still a little crazy.
Sure.
We love you, Coach, but
I'm recovered, Dana.
I don't know. I see your face when I watch some of this football with you.
Easy living, playing golf. No.
Doing ball games, playing golf, you know, life's good. Straight ahead go the Cardinal. That's Tab again.
You know, they're struggling, the Cardinal up front with this lineup change up front. Everybody playing different positions. Young guys taking. They're not getting a lot of movement here right now. Here's a picture of Bowery from Boston College. He's got a pretty good limp. He's trying to. Looks like maybe he's going inside right now, but maybe he can work this off. I don't know.
The athletic training staff was evaluating that lower right leg by the knee area, but it looks like he can put his own weight on it, so that's a good sign.
Alta here has come in to run the ball with Gulbranson here on the 3rd down play. Here's Ben from the pocket now being flushed out. He'll just throw it away at the feet of the back. I think they're going to call this incomplete. Boy, what great pursuit.
Yeah,
by Kalenge.
Yeah, he had a nice job with a little bit of pressure here. He's able to flush it, and Ben Gulbranson does a nice job of getting rid of the ball here. This offensive line is struggling right now. They're struggling in the run game. They're struggling in the throw game, and it's showing up. They're going to have to get rid of the ball quicker. You run some quick game, get it out of his hands faster, do some things to take the pressure off the line, move the pocket. Different things you can do.
Isaiah Ferris, who had a half-dozen punt returns for about an 8-yard average, is deep here. He's going to watch it hit, and it will skip out of bounds. That's Aiden Flintoff, who punts it away. And Boston College will take over at its 15. Don't forget, Wednesday night on ACC Network, one of the premier matchups in women's soccer awaits. Number 19 North Carolina hosts number 7 Florida State. Matchup of the last two NCAA champions. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock from Chapel Hill, right here on ACC Network, and always available for you on the new ESPN app. 48-yard punt. Eagles' second possession after their defense posted a 3-and-out, starts off their 15. You see the numbers on Lonergan. Fast start tonight. Has cooled off considerably, including his first interception. There's a quick throw on the perimeter. Turbo Richard out of the backfield hauls it in, but it's only a gain of about 4. Jay Green, the safety, shoved him out of bounds.
They're trying to get matchups with Turbo on linebackers if they can catch Stanford in man coverage and get mismatches right now.
Yep. Richard only played in 8 ball games a year ago, ran for 278 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Lonergan tried to throw it to Franklin. That almost got picked. Wow. Zach Johnson, the redshirt sophomore from Coeur d'Alene and the transfer from Idaho, almost had one with a bow on it.
Yeah, this is what they call a simulated pressure. And that confused Lonergan. They dropped the defensive end of the boundary out, and they rushed a secondary blitzer along with 3 down linemen. 4-man rush, but they changed up who was coming. And it confused Lonergan on the. He's lucky that didn't pick 6 the other way.
PC 3 of 7 tonight on 3rd down. Blitz coming from the Cardinal. Lonergan in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. That's Ernest Cooper. Big 44. Senior from Arlington, Texas, comes in on the boundary side.
He's been everywhere tonight. He has really done a lot of things in special teams. He's all over the field. He makes a big play here. They pick the offensive line, come around, get a big sack. Now they push him back in their own end zone to punt the football, which gives an opportunity for a short field. Now the question is, are they going to come after the kick or play for the return?
Thorpe will wait. Florio's punt, not a good one. It'll check up in plus territory for Stanford on the Boston College side of the field, and it'll be at the 47-yard line. We're still tied at 20, just better than 5 minutes into this 3rd quarter.
Exactly does that mean? It's kind of a new position in college football, going through with this whole kind of new NIL era.
One, general manager means different things at different places. Okay. So setting up our coaches for success, setting up our student athletes, our players for success, roster management, certainly NIL and negotiations are a part of it, fundraising, recruiting, spreading the good word, saying yes to appearing on Eli's Places. Maybe the highlight of my job to date.
Obviously.
Check out the new season of the ESPN original series, Eli's Places. New episodes every Wednesday, exclusively on ESPN Plus. And this week, the episode with Andrew Luck debuted. Celebrated a birthday yesterday. Here's Gobranson firing here to the near side. Flag is thrown. Catch is made and falling into the bench area. The grab was made by C.J. Williams. Transfer from Wisconsin, but Mike Roach and his crew with flag.
I think they might get a push off here.
Is this going to be on Williams?
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the offense. An eligible player downfield on the pass, number 74. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, offense number 3. A 15-yard penalty to be accepted. Replay first down.
So off the 42, that'll push him back across the 50.
Yeah, here's the push off here right now. He's going to extend his arm, push away to create separation. That's just, and then the lineman down the field, that's just sloppy play, man. That's a naked, and there's no reason for a lineman to be down the field. And then you put the push off penalty. Now all of a sudden, look where you are right now. It's first and a mile, and you're way off schedule. They got to be careful here, to be careful with this football and not pitch it to Boston College.
Branson on first and long, the shot to the near side, and taken out of bounds is Miles Lipman, sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Those throws scare me, Wes. When you start throwing that ball late across the field like that, they have a tendency sometimes to come back the other way, picked off on you. Better be careful with that.
Lipman comes from a football family. He's played at Stanford. His dad played at Arizona. His brother played football at Columbia. That's just his second catch of the year. Got some of it back. Still second and pretty long, though. Second down throw. Batted in the air and incomplete. And that was Crouch, the linebacker who banged into Williams trying to compete. We have not called Bam Crouch's name much tonight, Steve, but this would have been a signature play.
Yeah, he had a great chance. That's an ill-advised throw, you know, poor throw, should have been picked off. The play right now is a little sloppy on both sides here, you know. This is where Stanford's got it's third and a country mile, like a little screen here or a draw here, punt the ball away, be careful here.
Tuna Alta here in the backfield now with Gobranson on third down and 21. Here comes the pressure. Up in the pocket, in trouble, and he'll be taken down. Ty Clemens is the guy that finally got him on the ground. And the penalty pushed Stanford back, and then BC was able to get stops, and now the Cardinal have to punt it away.
I really think they'd have been better off with a screen or a draw to get some positive yards instead of getting your quarterback whipped to the ground like this. The line struggling against the BC defense right now. That's just a recipe for a problem.
Maribel, the Wake Forest transfer, also in there for Boston College defensively. So now Ferris will wait on the punt from Flintoff. This is end over end, and he'll play it on the run at the 24, fire through 35, and boy, a nice tackle right around the 35-yard line of Boston College with just under 8 minutes to go in this third. It's a 34-yard punt and 11-yard return by Ferris. Another look here.
This is a lower kick. It's kind of a driven kick. It's going to give him an opportunity for a turn. Look how nice and aggressive he is going after that ball. Got it vertical and really got the ball about where Stanford would have liked to have gone if they had gotten the first down with no penalty. So BC comes out with solid field position, and now it's time for them to establish a drive. We haven't seen a long drive in a while out of Boston College.
Boston College with it at its 35-yard line, and Richard trying to get to the edge here at the near side, gets nothing on the play.
Stanford prides themselves on their defensive pursuit, their effort, their run to the ball. That was a good picture of, they had a bunch of red hats running to that football. Nice job of corralling the run.
That is Andy Thompson, the former head coach at Sacramento State, who came over in December when Troy Taylor, who he worked for at Sacramento State, was still the head football coach, has to work with Bobby April as the defensive coordinator. Enjoyed our visit with him yesterday. Lonergan throws it into traffic. Bond the catch, and he'll stretch to the 41, so it'll be 3rd down and 4. But Andy Thompson talked about one of the things you had to worry about was a BC, you had to disguise your coverage. Early on, I don't think they were doing a very good job. However, I think they've done a much better job the last third or change of the game.
They got to affect Lonergan. How do you affect him? You disguise your coverage, you create a pass rush, get him unsettled. So we've seen some luck with them doing that, and especially now.
There's a big 3rd down play in a tie game. Pressure coming. Lonergan moves to his left. Is he going to run for this? He does. He gets the 1st down and then gears down at the 49-yard line of Boston College ahead of Anthony Franklin.
Yeah, they should have had an overlap by 94. He should have been able to be there and containing Jay-Zine Flint and to be able to contain that.
So it comes up as a 1st down play to the 49. And here goes BC now with Bond and Jaden Skeet going wide to the field side at the top of your screen. And they're going to run this with Richard. And he'll get right at about 5 here on 1st down to the 46 of the Cardinal. Anthony Franklin, the tackle. 5th-year senior at defensive tackle tonight for Stanford. There's a good look at Anthony. Has played the most downs of any other Cardinal defender through the first couple of weeks.
It was a nice jump cut by Turbo. Gave him a nice little run there.
2nd down and 5. Lonergan rolls right, throws. This is Harris, who's having a career night, and he's down to the 21 of Stanford before Nicholson makes the play. Boy, Reed Harris, 25 yards that time. And the tally continues just to build tonight for this 6'5" redshirt sophomore from Montana.
Now they caught him in a pressure, and they were in man coverage, and they cut him free right now. He got behind, and they were able to have a big play here.
6 catches, 138. Wonder if Montana's close enough that Reed needed a ticket allotment tonight. Inside 5 to go in the 3rd. Lonergan on 1st down. Dumps it back across. Did the catch? Yes. Is it called a catch? It is. Catch is ruled complete, and that's Chudzinski's catch. It's his 2nd grab of the year, Steve.
Yeah, the young guy's getting a lot of play time here. Nice job. Nice break. Good job by Lonergan. Working the pocket, putting the ball out there. Nice catch. A little behind him. He does a good job coming back for it.
Yep.
That's the tight end.
So now 1st and goal at the Stanford 10-yard line. Final 4 minutes and change of quarter 3 here tonight. Lonergan over 300 yards passing, and here goes Turbo Richard. He'll spin inside the 5 to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal there. Matt Rose, the linebacker, saved the touchdown.
You're going to see quite a good double team on the right side over here, between the right guard and the right tackle. They get a lot of vertical push right there, and they knock that defensive lineman 6 yards off the ball. He created an unbelievable push.
2nd down and goal. Lonergan. He'll sail it out of the back of the end zone.
That is smart football right there. Smart football. You're down in the red zone. You're not going to take a sack. You know you can throw it out of the back of the end zone. A lot of guys don't do that, and it costs them yards. That's a headsy play.
And Bill O'Brien might have been hoping for a late hit here.
I don't know. I think they're just playing ball there.
10th play of the drive. 3rd and goal here.
It's a big play right now on 3rd down. For Boston College needs to get a touchdown here. They want 7 points. That's what they're looking for. They don't want to settle for a field goal here.
Here's Lonergan. Pressure coming. He'll throw. Catch is made. Franklin tried to hit the pylon. Did not, I don't believe. He reached for it, but The hit was immediate from Scotty Edwards on Jeremiah Franklin, the tight end.
Well, decision time here. That's that big body matchup with Franklin. Nice job tackling here, keeping him in bounds. I mean, I think you go for the touchdown here. I think you say to yourself, you know, we got to get a yard. Can we make a yard? It's a big play for both teams here right now. Stanford on defense.
2 of 2 on 4th down. Bill O'Brien is going to call timeout. You see ESPN Analytics
timeout of the half.
Says 4th and 3 or less is a go. So you like going for it here?
I like to go here because I think that you've got momentum again. I think you want to come away with 7 points, and I think the offensive line is starting to get some movement, some vertical push. Now, he may throw it with his quarterback, who's accurate as heck. They might have a little picking action to set up someone to come free and man, or they might just say, you know what, we say we want to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. Can we make a yard? But I like the call. I think that's the thing to do, is to go and get 7 points here.
Dana, this reminds me of our coaches meeting sometimes where Steve always asks, you need a yard, what play you're going to run and who's going to run it.
And they tell him.
Yeah.
Which is even more impressive.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I think at the at the end of the day, that's what ball's all about. You want to be BC, big offensive line, want to run the football, here's your chance to do it. Now, he might throw a play action, but I think he might just run it here.
That's Harris in motion. Lonergan takes the pistol snap, hands to Richard. Ball popped up in the air, and it is recovered by Jay Green. It is a touchback for Stanford. It's the 3rd BC turnover of the night. Richard tried to go up and over. Now we'll get a look at this as we send you to a timeout. Right on the doorstep here. Here goes Richard. Oh, it's out before he ever got to the goal line.
It's
3rd turnover for Boston College in their last 5 possessions. We're still tied at 20 on the Farm on ACC Network. 2020, the third turnover of the night by the Eagles as Turbo Richard tried to score on a 4th and goal here, Steve, and all heck broke loose.
Yeah, Clay Patterson, number 91, got so much pushback that it knocked it right into Turbo's body and his elbow, and the ball came out. But Turbo was not going to score there if he did not fumble the ball. In either case, he wasn't getting in. They got too much negative yardage penetration. Stanford did a great job.
And now Micah Ford into the BC secondary, and look at this. Ford takes off. Can he win the foot race to the house? Inside the 10, he's pulled down at the 5 by Ferris. Every time Stanford's forced a turnover tonight, they've taken advantage.
Got to break tackles, and that's what he does here. He breaks tackles, and then he bursts into the end zone with great speed. Hold that ball up high and tight. He's going to get raked in the end. He did a good job of pulling the ball back up. They're just running a simple counter play right here, and he holds it. He has great patience and vision, as the coach has said. He held that gap, and then he burst to the end zone.
Cardinal threatening now, 1st and goal at the 5. Ford stays in the game after the 75-yard run. And here is Ford, banging away and in for the touchdown. Now wait a second, BC's come out of there with the ball, but the touchdown was already signaled.
I think he crossed the line before that ball came out.
Field, run across the goal line with the ball, therefore it's a touchdown.
So Micah Ford has his 2nd rushing score of the year.
He tried to extend the ball at the end. He shouldn't have done that. Yeah, just keep the ball high and tight. They're going to come in with force, drive the pile. They're going to push the pile. He's got good ball security. He's going to go into the end zone. Right there, he's trying to extend the ball. And then it gets popped out. But he crossed the line, I believe, and I think that's a touchdown.
Williams knocked it away. So the touchdown for Ford puts the Cardinal back in front. Kenny punches through the extra point. And in less than a minute, Stanford has scored following a 3rd Boston College turnover. Yep. Two plays, 80 yards in 57 seconds. And 3 BC turnovers have been cashed in for 21 points tonight by Frank Reich's club.
Well, turnovers, you know, crush you. And BC has done some wonderful things out here tonight, but those turnovers are just hard to overcome, especially when they translate into points.
You see 21 points tonight off turnovers. Stanford 58 all of last season.
Wow.
Steve, last year they had no rushing touchdowns. Micah Ford has both rushing scores this year at Hawaii and here tonight.
Yeah, and he's created, you know, by explosives. And they've created explosives, and they've been opportunistic. And this is what happens if you don't put a knockout punch on a team and they hang around, they gain confidence, they're at home, they're energized, and you know, now they believe. And it's up to BC right now to answer that score with a score and knock that back.
And this is McCormick, and he will take it in the end zone. So Boston College will scrimmage from its 25, and the 3 turnovers tonight. Well, my goodness. Started late in the 2nd quarter, a fumble on the snap for Lonergan. That was cashed in on a touchdown. Then the pick 6 by Colin Wright. And then Richard trying to score on 4th down. That was fumbled into the end zone for a touchback on the recovery by Green. All of them have produced Stanford touchdowns tonight. And that's why they've got a 27-20 lead on Boston College. Here with about 95 seconds to play in this 3rd quarter. Lonergan in trouble. Pressure coming. Sidearm throw. McDonald looking for space. And he'll pick up a couple to the 27. Rowell the stop, Dana.
That Boston College turnover that Stanford cashed in for a touchdown really silenced the BC bench. Q Hutchins got after the team, said, we got to buck up, we got to step up and create some energy here. Not good body language on the sidelines for Boston College.
By the way, Dana, that's a name we have not called at all tonight, Steve. And that's Quintavious Hutchins, their talented defensive end, who's really been a threat in the early part of the season.
Well, I'm glad he's trying to be a leader, and that's what it's all about. You're on the road right now. You got yourself in a barn burner. You got to grab it by the horns and go.
2nd and long, and Lonergan to throw again. Looping it and over the head of Harris. Incomplete, so it'll be 3rd down and 8. Steve, need I remind you, it's 1 o'clock on the Boston College physicality. It's 1 in the morning on their body clock, so to speak, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I feel it. But I'll tell you, this game's got me energized right now.
It's been an interesting night of momentum.
Yeah.
The turnovers have just fueled Frank Reich's team.
And yet BC has done so many good things. I mean, they just got, you know what? They're in that kind of game right now. Lonergan's just got to settle down, go back to the way they started, and start throwing rhythm throws.
3rd and 8, being chased and sacked. That's Zach Johnson. Terrific play by Johnson. He's been a factor here in the 2nd half. The transfer from Idaho. And Andrew Luck loves it.
Andrew Luck, he's waving the crowd on. Well, they're starting to affect the quarterback. They're disguising the coverage a little bit. They're slowing down Dylan Lonergan's thought process a little bit. And BC is just out of rhythm right now. Now there's a chance for good field position here and a good return.
Flintoff to punt it away. Or beg your pardon, Florio to punt it away. And this is Liam Thorpe working at the 40. And he'll be brought down at the 44-yard line. That'll take us to the end of quarter 3. Stanford will have the ball to start the final 15 minutes and the lead. The Cardinal lead the Eagles 27-20. 3 turnovers tonight by Boston College have all been cashed in for scores. The latest, Micah Ford. Welcome back to Stanford Stadium. We go to quarter number 4. And Frank Reich and Stanford with a touchdown lead on Boston College, and the Cardinal start this drive. 1st and 10 from its 44. Micah Ford, who just gave them the lead, has come in at the running back spot, and look at Ford. Step through 2 tackles, a stiff arm into the 25 of BC goes forward. What a run this is. 31 yards for Micah Ford.
Wow, look at him. He turns on the jets right here. He has a great burst, and he's into the secondary with another explosive run going into the high red zone.
We just got word during the break that Bam Crouch, lower body injury. He's likely going to miss the rest of the game, and Jude Bowery in the offensive line is out for the remainder of the game. Meanwhile, Ford's getting cranked up. Just pounding the way. Owen McGowan makes the stop for BC. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a loss for BC with Bam. I mean, he's their dude. He's the center of that linebacker, the center of the defense, the linebacker.
McGowan's the guy with the green dot, as you see on his helmet. Bryce Steele has come in, number 8 tonight for the Eagles at linebacker. 2nd down now for Gobranson and the Cardinal. And they'll give it to Ford again. Tried to hit the cutback, and he'll reach the 17. It'll be 3rd down and just more than 2.
Gilbranson was checking the play at the line of scrimmage, so they probably went pass to run. They probably had a throw call, and they checked it to a run call.
Ford's got a career high 140 yards tonight. There's a throw on the perimeter. Rouse the catch. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be a Stanford 1st down.
Now, Roush is nimble, though, huh? For a big man. Look at his soft hands here. Watch this. That's a nice catch, and watch him after the catch. Look at that. Pretty nimble guy. He's a big dude, too. Strong tackle.
He's got 79 yards. That's a career high for him tonight. And all of a sudden, it feels like Reich's Cardinal are starting to pick up the momentum they had in some of their early possessions tonight. Ford on the 1st down carry. And he'll push to the 10, maybe the 9. Let's call it a gain of 4 for Micah Ford from Toms River, New Jersey.
They're in their offense right now. Now they're in the red zone. They're running their duo play. They're trying to do it from different formations to hide it from the BC defense. But at the end of the day, it's their core play. And 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. So here they go.
Cole Tabb spells Ford. There's Tim Lewis on the communication device downstairs. He coordinates BC's defense. They're going to hand to Tabb. Boy, he took a shot. And that was Omar Thornton knocking Tabb down right around the 9-yard line. Let's see if we can put you in the middle of it here.
Ooh. And he's a thumper now, Thornton. And he beat that receiver trying to cut him off, but he came from the safety position. He knifed in there.
Well, Tate Lewis and Bill O'Brien both said he's like Bob Sanders, huh?
Yeah, he's a hitter. He's gonna really strike you. And they know they're trying to run the football right now. Here we go.
Branson, soft roll to the far side. Looks, throws, Rouse to catch. And there's another big lick from Thornton. He knocked Roush out of bounds. Did he have enough for the 1st down, though?
I don't think he caught it in bounds. I think he's out of bounds.
Nope, you're right. He was out of bounds, didn't count, and Thornton still wrapped him up. Goodness.
Interesting 3rd down call here for Stanford, right? They want to run the ball. Now they tried a little naked, and that didn't happen for them. So they're in a situation now where they're going to drop back with the problems they've had up front.
Ineligible player downfield on the pass. Offense, number 66. The penalties declined. Will be 4th down.
All right.
It's the 2nd time now on a simple naked. They've got a lineman downfield. I don't understand how that happens. This is smart now to come in here and kick this field goal.
Emmett Kenny has hit 2 of them tonight. He's now 19 of 23 in his career at 81%. by the way. This is 26 yards to push it to a 10-point lead for the Cardinals. The punter Flintoff holds. And the kick is good. So it's a 2-possession lead for Stanford. 30-20. Quarter 4 continues next. And then we'll go to Louisville at noon for Bowling Green, coached by Eddie George. My man B. White's on that staff too, right, Coach?
He is.
Yep. Little PG in town to see Louisville and Kent State and Florida State. Stanford and Virginia is our primetime game. Coach Dana and I will be on the grounds at the university next Saturday. Triple header on ACC Network. And Dana, during the break, we saw Andrew Luck, part-time GM, part-time lead, cheerleader, motivational guy.
He's been a busy guy this game, but what I think is really important with the guys that we talked to this week, Micah Ford, Clay Patterson, they talked about the brotherhood, the culture that Frank Reich and Andrew Luck have brought to this program that maybe didn't exist last year. Yes, they started 0-2, but they still have that culture in the locker room, which is really difficult to do, especially with the unique situation that's going on at Stanford.
And when it doesn't go well the first 2 weeks, Steve, all that together, if they were supposed to win tonight, be a heck of a statement by these two guys, huh?
They sure would. And what Andrew's doing is saying, hey, baby, we're all in this together, man. Let's lock arms and let's battle for the next 11 minutes.
Eagles try to get something started on the ground. There's Clay Patterson taking Turbo Richard to the turf. Boy, this guy was one who was vocal yesterday about just the culture and the whole locker room. And I thought he was interesting. Ben Gilbranson was interesting talking about it too, Coach, I thought.
Yeah, there's no question. And what they're doing here, Wes, is they're stunting and moving that defensive front, and they're creating havoc right now. They're not sitting still for BC to line them up.
Here's the 2nd down 11 play. Lonergan throws. Lewis Bond the catch. He'll be taken down at the 28. Jay Green, who recovered the fumble on the 4th and 1 play, there to make the tackle. So here's 3rd and 7 for Boston College. I mean, quick they got to 3rd and 7.
Yeah, they sure did. But that Lewis Bond is really quick now. He really can stop and start here. They've got to get the ball to Reed Harris or Lewis Bond. Those are the guys. Those are his go-to guys. Be interesting to see now if how many they rush Stanford. Are they going to try to affect Lonergan? Are they? Yeah, here they are. They're bringing a 4-man rush. There it is.
Down. Lonergan is going to be sacked right around the line of scrimmage, and this penalty is against Stanford. Mike Roach.
Offside. Defense number 14. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Wilfredo Ibar.
That is a critical mistake. He's trying to jump the cadence and get a jump on the tackle, but they had Lonergan sacked, and that was going to be that, right? That's a critical error. Now they got him in 3rd and short.
Ibar from Fall River, Mass.
These are the mistakes that you just want to squeeze out, you know. Getting these tight games, they matter.
So 3rd and 7 becomes 3rd and 2 here. Lonergan to throw. Across the middle, catch made. Harris, 1st down. Just ahead of the line to make. Promptly dumped by Rose, the linebacker. And now inside 9.5 to play tonight in Northern California.
But they move the chains. And then, you know, that they should have been off the field.
Bond through the formation. They're going to hand it to Richard, and that goes nowhere.
Trying to run a draw.
Tell you what, Anthony Franklin caved in the BC offensive line. Big 94 here.
He sure did.
He just ransacked the A gap.
He sure did. He got, excuse me on that. It's not a draw, it's a counter play. And he got tremendous penetration. Just BC is not able to have a consistent running game right now.
Yeah.
And that's something they need to do. That has to happen. Now they're in an obvious throwdown here at 2nd and long.
They'll push Richard out of the backfield. Empty set for Lonergan. He's got 2 to the right and 3 to the left. From the pocket, crossing route, and that's Franklin, the tight end, and he'll get to the 40. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Zach Johnson, stop for Stanford.
Interesting decision here for Stanford right now on 3rd and 6. Are they going to drop 8? Or are they going to rush 4, rush 5? They're going to try to disguise the coverage here. It looks like they're bringing their fast team in. They look like they're bringing nickel or dime in here right now. A bunch of DBs, which would lead me to believe they're going to rush 3.
Jaden Skeet goes to the top of your screen. He and Bond to that left side. Skeet's the fastest guy, along with VJ Wilkins, that BC has. Eagles under duress. That got batted away. And that's Rose again. And the Eagles will have to punt with 7:42 to go.
Yeah, they did a nice job of bluffing here. They walked the backers up. One peeled on the back. The other one was able to stay in the rush. And Rose was the one in the rush, was able to get his hands up and block this thing. Good defense. Real good defense.
Andy Thompson, Bobby April, they've got an instinctive group, don't they?
They sure do.
Here's the punt from Florio, hanging it high for Thorpe, who will ask for and make the fair catch right around the Cardinal 20-yard line. Well, we expected a lot out of Matt Rose tonight, and he has delivered. Stanford by 10, halfway through the final quarter tonight in Palo Alto. Don't forget, next Saturday morning, we told you the ACC Huddle crew will be in Miami starting at 10 a.m. leading up to number 5 Miami and the Florida Gators. They get along just great, don't they? That'll be Saturday at 10 a.m. ACC Huddle from South Florida right here on ACC Network. And, of course, streaming live on the all-new ESPN app. The drum says Pakyaka. And Boston College has made the longest trip mileage-wise the ACC has to offer. You know, some people say it's the All-Coast Conference. Well, tonight is 2,684 of them. Adazio.
I'm making the same trip. The announcers are doing it too. Everybody's grinding here in the ACC.
Ball at the 20-yard line for Ben Gulbranson. And hands the ball to Michael Ford, and he got turned around and dumped after a yard by Bryce Steele. And you see how this is turning. Since 1:47 of the second quarter, 3 Boston College turnovers have been cashed in for 21 Stanford points. And they have posted 10 unanswered here in the second half.
They need a little drive here right now. They got to stay on schedule. When Stanford is off schedule, so 2nd and long is off schedule right now. That puts them in a disadvantage for their style of offense.
That's Rouse, the tight end, in motion. Big heavy set here with 3 tight ends. And they'll hand the ball to Ford, and he will get 27, maybe even the 28 before Maribel was the tackler.
So now he got him back on schedule.
Yep.
And puts him in a 3rd and manageable right here. Really a 3rd and short. I think it's 3rd and 3. That can be a rundown. That can be some sort of bootleg, naked bootleg.
And you've already taken some time off the clock here, Coach.
Yeah, the clock's going to become a factor here. If they can get another 1st down here, that clock's going to start to erode.
See Libman in motion. And they'll hand the ball inside. That's Ford. That's a 1st down. Got to the 31. And the clock now will run inside of 6 minutes. 3 run plays for Micah Ford, who's got 100 now and 55 yards tonight on 16 carries.
Really good push by the tight end and the tackle right there. That's where that play hit. That's their same play we talk about, the duo play, which is double teams by the offensive line vertically, and they do it out of a multitude of formations and backfield sets.
Out to here.
I'm sorry, Wes.
Out to here, the running back. They made the change after Ford picked up that 1st down. And they're going to try Farrell on the end around here. And wow, what a collision. He was momentarily slowed down by Price. Then took a huge lick from Thornton, of course. What, of course?
Of course.
Of course, yeah.
These 2 safeties are hard-hitting dudes, man.
Oh, my God, look at this. Farrell, and like Price just stands him up, and then Thornton just plastered him.
He's vicious.
Yeah. You had a few guys when you coach these fellas in the gold hats who could put a lick on in the secondary now.
Yeah, Matt Milano and company, boy, they
KPL.
Oh, golly, yeah. He could run.
Yeah. That's Caden High through the formation. And Altahir gets the 1st down out to the 45. Tuna Altahir is a transfer from Eastern Washington. He's from Kennewick. And Townsend the tackle.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Emeka Ugorji,
that's it,
is a young guy. He had a great block and had some great movement on that play. That's a young guy getting a little better on that play, giving him a chance to move the chains and chew some more clock, down to 4 minutes.
Well, think about this. Ugorji is a 17-year-old playing in the offensive line. Bryce Farrell, the wide receiver, is 24. Altahir will break the midfield line. Bill O'Brien going to call a timeout.
Yeah, Bill needs to call a timeout. They're starting to catch the blocks right now. He's got to get him back over there.
So 10-point lead for Stanford.
BC takes its 2nd time out of the half.
The Cardinal have run for 212 yards tonight in their home debut.
Timeout on the field.
This will be really impressive if they...
Well, 30-20, Stanford the lead, 3:51 to play. Boston College just called the first or the second of their 3 timeouts. They've only got 1 to go here tonight. And the Cardinal are in the process of just running the football. They started the drive at their own 20. And Steve, they've just lined up and tried to run the football behind this line. Altahir is now in the ball game. He'll get the call left side, and he'll break around the near side and have the first down before Price makes the tackle around the 43 or the 42. He ran by the young 17-year-old. Look at big 71 peel the edge.
Woo, man, the big man can run a little bit. Look at that. He's starting to feel it a little bit right now.
BC takes its final timeout of the half.
Wow.
Please just set the game clock to 3 minutes 39 seconds. 3:39. Thank you.
Nice job of getting 2 hands around that ball too, and he was carrying it at the end there. Ball security is at a premium right now for Stanford.
We were talking to Nate Byam yesterday, the Cardinal offensive coordinator, about this 17-year-old who Dana is from Oak Cliff, Texas, and went to South Oak Cliff, where Kevin Jennings of SMU, and we also found out that's Dennis Rodman's alma mater. And they were excited to see Emeka Ugorji play, and I can understand why, watching him tonight.
They said when he lines up, he's a dog, which we've seen here in the 4th quarter, but he's also pretty smart. They had a talent show, and he placed all the countries in Asia. There's 48. I didn't know that. I had to Google it. He placed them all within like a minute.
Man.
Yeah. I could do that with my Central Connecticut degree. But then again, right now, nobody cares. Just block them, and let's get another first down.
Yeah. Ford has come back in the ball game. He's working on a career-high night. And another first down for the Cardinal. BC out of timeouts. And Micah Ford to work. And there's the tackle by Bryce Steele. And Ford is up and okay. I thought for a moment he might be slow to his feet. He'll Switch with Alta here in the final possession again.
They're playing they're playing 8-man front right now. They're blitzing off the edge, slanting the front. They're saying, hey, these guys are just going to run the ball. We got to commit totally to the run. Be interesting to see if Frank Reich says, well, you know what, I'm gonna take a shot down the field here. They're not being honest, or just keep handing the ball and chewing the clock. You know, you're in that zone right now, under 3 minutes.
8 straight running plays have nestled them up 39 yards. They've burned 4.5 minutes, and here's the 9th one. That'll make it 3rd and about a little less than 5, I think.
You know, they're not in field goal range really right now, I don't think. So I mean, you know, this is they got to go after getting the first down here right now.
Well, they got to run the play ahead of the 2-minute timeout here on 3rd down. About a 10-second differential to the 2-minute.
Yeah, they're working the clock right now. I mean,
yeah, they're doing a good job in that light, I think.
Yep, they're trying to drain every second they can off. They're staying on top of this pretty good right now.
And Bill Branson's going to get a free play out of this. And that's going to get him the first down.
Wow.
By the way.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow. Oh, boy. You can't let that happen.
That was Q Hutchins, the big defensive end, who's...
Offside. Defense number 15, unabated to the quarterback. A 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Hutchins, who has really impacted BC's success in the first couple games, has been kind of held in check tonight by what Stanford's done offensively. They've not run at him much. They've tended to try and put a couple guys on him, Steve, right?
Yeah.
It's been the other side that's been the one that's been more active tonight for Boston College in that light.
It's a lot of tight end wing football, so they're combo blocking him a lot. But
that's a 2-minute timeout.
What's interesting right now is in Stanford's effort to drain the clock, you're out of tempo for the defense. That's why he jumped. You know, they're in their stance too long. You know what I mean?
Less than 2 to go. Stanford trying to pick up win number 1 when we come back to the farm. College tough second half, and Q Hutchins is one of those guys who's at the front of the line. Meanwhile, across the field, the GM of the Cardinal, Andrew Luck. A little slap of hands with his former coach in Indianapolis, Frank Reich.
Well, they're in the victory formation right now. Yep. They're going to have to take a slow knee. Slow, 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 slow. There you go.
Go Branson. Touches a knee and the clock will start. 40-second clock will get this to about 1:10 to go or so. And for all intents and purposes, Boston College is going to fall to 1-2, and Stanford is going to get to 1-2. Boy.
Well, this
Andrew Luck told you yesterday there's a plan here. It's not just scatter shooting. They're really locked in on what he thinks the Cardinal can be as he took that general manager role last November.
He sure did. And what he and Frank Reich said was that they have a vision offensively, and you're seeing it unfold here. Run the football, utilize 2-3 tight ends. They want to develop players, use the transfer portal sparingly in key positions. And Andrew's going to hire the next coach when they move forward, and he wants this plan right now to be a year old when that happens. So this is quite a unique situation, but you're seeing his vision unfold right now.
Yeah. Frank Reich told us yesterday, Dana, I thought this was an incredibly revealing statement. We looked at the offense and we started spring ball, and halfway through spring ball we started adding things that we thought we could really do once we came back in August. And he said, so we've kind of re-engineered the offense, and now we hope we can have some success. Well, tonight they've had success, Steve.
They got paid off. And the players got paid, and the belief is going to be high right now. And the energy is going to be high in this program. Boston College has had 2 rough games. They have a great promise ahead of them and a great future with their quarterback. But 2 hard games, 2 road trips right now that they're coming empty-handed with. They've got to get on that plane and go home. But they have a bright, very bright, great future with a young quarterback who's going to be exceptional.
Overtime loss last Saturday night in East Lansing, and a 10-point loss here tonight on the farm to Stanford. BC falls to 1-2. They get a week off before Cal calls at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill. We're going to see the Cardinal next Saturday night in Charlottesville against Virginia. 30-20 is the final. Stanford wins, and Dana's with Frank Reich.
Coach, I saw a smile on your face talking to your players. How does this win feel?
It's very satisfying. That's like the ultimate team win right there. Truly, all 3 phases played really great. We got behind a couple times, had to fight back. Every unit had to play great in the second half, and they did. So great team win.
A big point of emphasis this week was your offense gaining some confidence. What did you see from your quarterback tonight?
There's no doubt Ben gained some confidence tonight. And really, a lot of that is the O-line did a nice job, and we ran the ball well, and then Ben made big plays. We had a couple huge plays in the past game. He managed the run game super well, used the snap count well multiple times in the game, so a really, really good game by Ben.
Big picture, the vision of this program, how did you move it a step forward tonight with the win?
Well, this is just one step, as you mentioned, and but it's a big one because it's the ACC. It's our home opener. A rough start 0-2, that didn't feel very good. But we coming home, we're playing in our conference, and we get a win. That's a pretty big deal.
Congratulations, enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Frank Reich and the Cardinal go to 1-2. So we have staged the first 3 conference games in the ACC. Dave Doran and NC State, a winner the other night in Winston-Salem. Earlier today, Brent Key and Georgia Tech beat Clemson. And tonight, out here in Northern California, Andrew Luck, Frank Reich, and Micah Ford, a career night rushing. The Cardinal are winners over Boston College. We'll see you next Saturday night in Charlottesville for Stanford and Virginia. Ben Ward produced, Drew Schaube directed. For Dana Boyle and Steve Adazio, West Durham, thanks so much for joining us. Kelsey Riggs Cup and ACC Huddle final score.